Okay, so let's start off right at the top of this section 5.2 sheet. Again, this chapter 5 is stuff that you're probably fairly familiar with, but so if I'm going too fast with my assumptions, slow me down. Okay, I want you to leave here feeling nice and confident. I want test 3 to be the most amazing grade you've ever gotten in a math class ever. So that's the hope and goal. So let's multiply these two binomials together, x plus 9 times x plus 5. And we don't talk about multiplication in this class. It's one of the skills that I assume you have coming in. What's the acronym that we use to remember to multiply everything together here? FOIL. Yes, we FOIL. So when I multiply my firsts, okay, x times x, I'm going to put a little f here for firsts, I get x squared. When I multiply my outers, the x times the 5, I get plus 5x. When I multiply my inners, the 9 times the x is plus 9x. And then my lasts, I've got 9 times 5, and 9 times 5 is 45. Okay, hopefully that's not taking your breath away or anything like that as you see it. The reason I mention this at all today is because what we are going to do when we factor is the reverse of multiplying. Okay, so we are going to unfoil things. So I just do this to point out the structure of what's happening. Notice my firsts and my lasts, I get by multiplying the firsts and the lasts up above. And then what I'm going to get in the middle is what I get when I add together my outers and inners. So when I do this, I've got x squared plus 14x, and this 14x is the OI. It's the outers plus the inners. Okay, and then plus 45. So as I've said, we are going to take trinomials like this, x squared plus 14x plus 45, and we are going to unmultiply them. The key thing that I just want you to note is when in this situation right here, which is where we're going to start, where my leading coefficient in front of the x squared is a 1, the factoring process is nice and relaxed. The factoring process is all about your lasts. We are going to look for two factors of the lasts that add up to this middle. In this case, it was 9 times 5, gave me 45. And then 9 plus 5 gave me the 14. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to add in a few other details as we go along the way. So here we go. Example 2. X squared plus 13x plus 30. We are going to unmultiply this. So here goes. I'm going to draw two sets of parentheses, just like so. And because there is a 1 in front of the x squared, as there is on every problem on the first page of this sheet, since there's a 1 in front of the x squared, that makes this first a little bit nice and relaxed. What is my only choice for my firsts? X and x, for sure. So x and x. Now here's my next question. That's going to make more sense the more problems we do. I need to know what signs to put next for my binomials. And so let's see what our choices are. When I multiply, I get a positive 30. That means since this is a positive 30, what are my choices for signs? Either positive and positive or negative and negative, because when I multiply two positives or multiply two negatives, I get a positive. Everybody tracking with me? Okay. Okay, so in this situation, I want them to add up to a positive 13. So that means they're both going to be, okay, so I'm going to put a positive and a positive in here. And now my last challenge is I've got to figure out what two factors of 30 are going to add up to 13. And what is it? Give me two factors of 30. Okay, 3 times 10. Do 3 times 10 add up to 13? Yes, you got it on the first try. Okay, don't be afraid to list factors. Sometimes you might not come up with the exact right pair the first time, but then you can use the pair you get to manipulate and figure out other pairs. So I've got x plus 3, x plus 10. Never be afraid to check. I'm going to give the computer a second because it seems to be hung up because it's me and this computer are better. So never be afraid to check what your work is right there by just remultiplying what's going on. All right, I guess I've got to. All right. That's unfortunate.